Once again, good evening, everyone. Nashville's multi-billion-dollar mass transit plan is derailed.
News Channel 5's latest numbers show more than 60% of voters voted against the transit plan, a serious blow for supporters tonight.
Yeah, we have team coverage for you of all the election results, and we're going to begin with News Channel 5's Emily Luxon, who's been with the opponents of the transit plan. How'd they react tonight, Emily?
Well, obviously a lot of celebrating tonight. Opponents say voters have spoken, and this sends a strong message. They did not believe this was the best plan for Nashville. Now, some opponents gathered at the Nashville Palace to watch the election results, and the celebrating started early. As soon as early voting numbers came in, giving them a huge advantage, many were confident they would get the outcome they were hoping for. Some opponents from the group No Tax for Tracks say they weren't surprised by the outcome because it came down to the price tag. They don't think voters were comfortable with the multi-billion-dollar plan or raising taxes, especially the sales tax. And they say throughout their grassroots campaign, they worked to explain the plan to voters, and the more voters looked at the details, the more they were opposed to it. Now they say it's time to regroup and figure out what will be best for Nashville.
The other side, we are congratulatory toward them. They ran a passionate campaign. We know they believed in that plan. Unfortunately, the city of Nashville didn't. So we're in a place now where we have an opportunity to move forward and join with the city and the people in moving Nashville forward as a whole.
So now the question is, what's next? Opponents say they still believe a lot of the information that came from the Nashville Next and community meetings that went into this plan can be used. It just needs to be refined and updated. And they are still hopeful that they can come up with a plan and put it before voters that would be more affordable and effective. Well, now let's head out to News Channel 5's Chris Conti, who's at the Adventure Science Center, where supporters watch the election results. And Chris, how are they responding tonight?
Well, Emily, they had planned for a party here. Instead, they found themselves at a funeral being forced to bury what was the city's most aggressive, most expensive mass transit plan. When those early voting numbers started coming out, I asked one supporter what they thought, and they simply had one word: scary, and things only got worse from there. For the For Transit folks, tonight's vote means one thing: they are now going to be forced to go back to the drawing board and try again. There were a number of critical factors that led to the defeat of this plan, not the least of which was Mayor Barry's resignation. Some people liken it to a football team losing their star quarterback in the fourth quarter. There never really was a strong voice pushing back against some of the misinformation that was being circulated about the plan. And then you had the price tag. One voter I spoke with today told me he was on a fixed income and couldn't afford to make any less money. Voters needed to be passionate about supporting a tax increase, and Davidson County residents said today they aren't ready to open up their pocketbooks. And something else went wrong. Residents keep saying is traffic is our number one issue. Traffic is our number one issue. And yet today, when it's time to hit the pavement, they couldn't get behind it.
I think people said they want to see a different plan. I don't think people really know what the new plan is. It's going to take time to develop a new plan, but I think they just essentially said they want to see a different plan.
So what's next? Perhaps the most stunning piece of information that we learned tonight is that it could take another 6 to 8 years before a comprehensive mass transit plan can be devised once again, and then there is no telling how long it would take the Metro Council to get another referendum on the ballot. What is clear tonight, though, is that traffic's only going to get worse. We're live downtown this evening. Chris Conti, News Channel 5.
Chris, thank you. Mayor Briley released a statement saying in part, quote, "We all can agree that we have to do something about traffic and transportation, but voters didn't get behind this plan. My responsibility as mayor is to get back to the drawing board and find the common ground to develop consensus on a new way forward."